What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. All three of us are back again, ladies and gentlemen. Just give a round of applause for ourselves.
Yes.
We here, baby.
Right there. Great job.
You say
week off. Come back.
again, like it's something that happens often. This is
right.
I was on a vacation last week, and somebody was asking me about the podcast, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much like part-time on the podcast."
Wow.
I was like, if I'm being fair, but I don't know. We're about to the school year's about to start, so travel's about to stop, and so I think we might have more of these tripod episodes coming in the future. Hopefully.
Yeah. Your off season is almost over, so it's about time we get the band back together.
Yeah, that's true. But more on that in a little bit. Today on the Brunch Breakdown, we're going to be talking most miserable college football fan bases. Akron is doing a contest to be the offensive coordinator, and Nude dining in where other than Florida. Where else? Where other than Florida? Nude dining in Florida. We got a lot to get to on the show today, so Dan, let everybody know where they can find this thing.
Yeah, in case you forgot, in case you're new to the program, anywhere is where you can find us. Where you're listening right now, and anywhere else that podcasts are available is where you can find the Brunch Breakdown. New episodes will come out each and every Wednesday. Just follow or subscribe wherever you prefer to listen, and then the episode's going to come straight to you Wednesday morning, ready for you on the go for your listening pleasure. The video pods are in, man. I'm telling you, they're in. We were ahead of the game, but nevertheless, our video pod available on our YouTube page, also on our Facebook page, and right in the Spotify app, also premiering on Wednesdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for the video pod, but you can watch on demand anytime you'd like to. After that, speaking of Spotify, got a little bit of a beef with them. In fact, boys, this is something we need to take off air.
Let's go!
They're taking some of our episodes down. So in case you're going back and going through the list and you're like, wait, where'd that episode go? They're taking some of our episodes down. Nevertheless, follow us on social media at Brunch Breakdown and the Sounds of Brunch. Yes, I know. But the Sounds of Brunch is available exclusively on said platform, Spotify. Updated each and every Friday with this week's songs on there, maybe last week's songs on there, maybe not. Just tune in, find out, see. Tell Siri, Alexa, Rufus, all the above, and follow the Sounds of Brunch.
All right, it's time to get random topics off our chest. And before Chris Gates does that, Chris has a podcast that he just launched, and he talks all about football. But on his website,
isn't that what he does here?
Yeah, he does do that here. But on his website, he wrote about 5,000 words and didn't mention the Brunch Breakdown. So, explain yourself.
Well, we're still gonna
boom roasted. This segment's now called Boom Roasted.
Explain yourself.
We're still gonna do This Week in Football, I hope, on this pod. I mean, we have 2 football topics today, so I look forward to still talking football with you boys. I wasn't prepared to explain myself for whatever I'm supposed to be explaining myself for.
Yeah.
That you're
dude wrote about 5,000 words and all these things, like all the things that he does, his the reasons why he's able to talk about these things, and says all his credits, nothing about the Brunch Breakdown. Change it, Chris. That's all I'm saying.
Include us.
Yeah.
You got a deep podcast history, and you left us out.
Nothing. Left us out.
I hope at some point Didi can be my West Virginia correspondent at some point to talk about what the hell's going on down in Morgantown, because God knows I'm not going to follow it otherwise. And I would love at some point during the season to have a Chris and Dan podcast reunion to just talk about, how... I was actually going to say, never mind, I'm not going to say that.
You're going to tease miserable? We're going to tease that?
No, I was going to actually go the opposite direction. Me and Dan text each other during the games, and I actually shouldn't probably say all that. So we're just we'll just get right into what I need to get off my chest. Boys, I'm back.
Wow, he blew through the red light.
Right past it. He's like, I'm not putting Brunch Breakdown.
He's like,
I'm
going to butter you up.
I'm not saying that's another thing that I do. I'm just not doing it.
I'm going to butter your bread, and I'm going to eat it. Move along.
All right.
I barely mentioned my fitness business either. I'm actually kind of excited to do something that is like, I kind of want to see how I can grow this podcast organically, like without leveraging the other audiences or platforms, if that makes sense. Like I'm kind of like, this is just a thing I'm doing for fun. Um, I don't really even plan on talking about it here. I just want to see how I can do, like I've obviously built a business largely on the back of content, and I'm excited to see if like can I build another thing without like any help. Does that make sense?
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck trying to reach the 7% there, brother. 'Cause-
I know. I know. That was a topic of conversation on my vacation too. I was like, at some point, like Didi just needs to go into all of these commercials that he does and be like, for an extra X amount, we'll mention you on the top 7% podcast
Ooh,
in the world.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
how do you do?
And then we can all be wearing Untuck It shirts during our
Oh,
podcast.
please,
episodes.
let's go. Happy
know?
to. Happy to.
Okay,
See,
anyway.
these are the things you need to text me throughout the week where I'm like, this is a good thing to send someone. Like, we all wear on Tekken shirts on the show.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting that when we go to Las Vegas, we are going to be all doing or wearing something that is associated with something that you've promoted. Like,
Yes.
somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right, go ahead.
I want to get off my chest something from vacation. We just got back yesterday from the Smoky Mountains, which was cool. We went to Dollywood, which is like I didn't. So I obviously know who Dolly Parton is. I did not really understand how famous she is, though. Like how unbelievably famous this lady is. To have her own amusement park is one thing, and then you get to the amusement park and you obviously find out then all of the stuff that she's done. And it's insane, right? So shout out to Dolly Parton. Basically, I just grew up knowing that she sang songs and then find out all the movies she was in and all the other brands and partnerships and things. Like, it's crazy. But this is a thing that I think I've just mostly solidified is that like I'm done with heights. Like I just don't need them. I don't need heights in my life. And like you could look at this from a number of perspectives. Like I don't mean going to the top of a mountain and checking out the view, right? Because that's beautiful. And I'm all here for that. I'm talking about like standing on something and then if I took one step over would fall to my death. Like not like basically like peering over and seeing the ground hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of feet below you, right? Like, I don't want to be on the edge where like intrusive thoughts start to come into my brain. I'm done with that. Okay. I'm done with that. And so I just had I had a lot of uncomfortable experiences on like Ferris wheels and swings and roller coasters. And that's just like,
Wow.
I don't need it anymore, dude. Like I know for sure I'm done with heights. I'm done with those types of heights. Amusement parks are fun. Hopefully, we were talking about Dee Dee's oldest daughter kind of being, like a real human being. Hopefully, we can get to the point where the kids are able to ride those rides without mom and dad. And then I can just wait for them for when they get off because I do not need to be at the top of a roller coaster looking down thinking about how I could fall off this thing and die. I don't, it's not for me. So that's really what I wanted to get off my chest. It was a great vacation, but the overarching theme was Chris is done with heights.
So you're cool with going up to the top of a mountain where you could fall off, but not on a thrill ride where the odds of you falling off are like 0.01%.
Well,
but you could slip and fall off a mountain.
It's fair.
Yeah, but I guess so. I suppose it's like I don't want to be on a mountain standing at the edge of a cliff. But like
the Mount Washington overlook is just you're just done with it.
Yeah.
You're done with that. You're done with all
because you're hanging over. There's a railing, but you could be pushed.
You're
Yeah.
like, don't ask
Could be
me
a
to go
gust
to
of
the
wind.
Grand Canyon. Like, and I feel like Grand Canyon is like just based off of like the vacations you guys go on, I feel like Grand Canyon could be in your future. And like
I know.
that
Yeah.
has the glass like floor. Like
Yeah, what about when
and-
we were at the Sears Tower and we took that album photo? Just had that little glass box that hangs over the side of the building.
I didn't love that.
No.
I didn't love it. There's like some mountains, like we hiked to the top of a mountain and had a beautiful, we were not at the edge of a cliff, right? We're at the top. You could see this like beautiful scenery, right? Which is cool. But then like there was a tower that you could also come to the top of, like walk around and get to the top of this tower. And then I'm like, now I feel like I'm at the height that I don't need this in my life. So it's more so that like being able to just lean over and see your death, that's I just don't need it. I don't need it.
Oof. Well,
Wow.
good luck, man.
Empire
Good
State
luck.
Building. You okay with that? Top
I-
of that.
I'll
You're
stand
kind
I'll
of fenced
stand in the
in there.
back. I'll
You're
stand in the
fenced in.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stand in the back. I don't need to go up to the
The
edge.
Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas.
Zip
Comfortable,
lining through
comfortable,
zip
comfortable there.
lining
I'm
through
comfortable
downtown
there.
Vegas. You down? Zip lining through
Oh yeah.
downtown Vegas. You down?
I don't think so. Like Dan, you remember we grew up, we did the bungee jumping thing at Kennywood?
Yeah, yeah. I would never do that again.
Never again. Like there's a time and place,
No.
and I'm gonna be turning 40, and I don't need it anymore. Just don't.
Dan, get it off your chest.
Wow, tough left turn from there, but I'm going to do so. Boys, if you recall, a couple weeks ago, we were all here collected together, so it's been a little while, but very unintentionally, and maybe this is one of the episodes that got deleted. So asterisk here, I haven't actually checked that. We got into the history of Dippin' Dots, if you recall.
Okay.
And so if you missed that, maybe try to go back and find it. It was again very unintentional. We talked about the ice cream of the future a number of times on that episode, but I recently discovered that there is a rival competitor to Dippin' Dots, and I wanted to know if either of you have heard of Mini Melts.
No.
Well, I mean,
Right? No,
no.
you haven't. You haven't, and there's no reason for you to. And they're making the exact same thing as Dippin' Dots. Okay, like we ripped into Dippin' Dots a couple weeks ago, but I'm team Dippin' Dots now because Mini Melts, they've been around since 1995. Okay, they're a global company in multiple countries around the world. How is this possible? They're making the exact same thing and what I think is less flavors than Dippin' Dots. And you ask, where did you find these Mini Melts, Dan? I found them at a Pittsburgh Pirates baseball game at PNC freaking Park.
Oh, of course, because Bob Nutting is costing.
Yeah. So
Shouts to the Pirates.
I have a real beef with the Pirates, with Aramark and the concessionaires at PNC Park for selling what I assume to be a cheaper, not as good knockoff version of Dippin' Dots. And I don't want to live in a world where there are multiple ice creams of the future. I want the OG only. I want the Double D. I want the Dippin' Dots and only the Dippin' Dots. And like I was trying to think of another scenario where something so specific and something so niche was replicated and had no distinction between the two. And the only thing that I came to mind was like, do you remember when Blu-ray and HD DVD were making the same damn thing at the same damn time? They're like, one of these companies is going to go down. Going to go down in flames. And some movies you could only buy in HD DVD and some you could only buy in Blu-ray. Of course, we all know eventually HD DVD, rest in peace, fell to the ground and Blu-ray came out on top. But somehow, Mini Melts have stayed around for over 30 years and continued to survive this battle. And I just don't understand how, and I don't understand why. And I need a further investigation into this because I just don't understand how they're surviving in the climate where Dippin' Dots seemingly we've all been on this earth for almost 4 decades each and had not heard of this company until the both of you had never heard until today, me a couple of weeks ago. What is going on? What's the deal, Mini Melts, and why? The question is why, and how is this working? I need a further investigation.
Well, Dan, this is proof for you that like only bad things happen when you go to Pirates games. You shouldn't have done that.
Fair. First mistake.
Interesting timing though. I was like, even with Dippin' Dots, because you said we ripped it. We were at the water park at Dollywood the one day, and where we were situated, there was like regular like hand scooped ice cream here, right on the right, and then to the left there was Dippin' Dots. And we're like, kids, which ones do you want to get? My daughter chose Dippin' Dots, and I've never been more disappointed in my child.
Oh,
Like,
Wow.
dude.
I was like, I'm not standing in line with you. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. So the fact that now that this is like to know that there's like competitors in the market, like, just what are we doing?
Dude, this, I guess 30 years ago, this started as a high school project. And now they are, I
Dippin'
guess,
Dots
in
have been
like,
around for 10 years, and they're like in high school. You're like, you know what? We should do that too.
yeah, this is an interesting thing. And
Yeah.
it's just the knockoff Dippin' Dots. And they've been in tons of lawsuits and cannot win it. And it is, it looks like Dippin' Dots. That's
Yeah.
it. I guess they're very popular on social media, I guess, because that's just how, if you're not Dippin' Dots, you have to like spend tons of money on advertising, and they do. And yeah, I guess wherever they fit in, they do well. So shouts to the Pirates. Dude, do your thing, Pirates. You got this.
I was so insulted when I saw these. I was like, is this like just a local thing? And then I was like, oh no, I have discovered an unfortunate circumstance here. And Chris, shout out to your daughter. Let me know which one that is so I can give her a high five the next tailgate. Like Team Dippin' Dots.
Trash.
I think I want to promote Dippin' Dots from now on. I'm done with mini melts.
I'm gonna start my own brand called Creamy Crumbs, and I'm gonna go to the top. If anybody can do it,
Creamy.
It seems like you can.
but mine's gonna be ironic, and it's gonna be like those jelly bean packs that you get that are all gross flavors. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like it should be different color than the actual flavor.
Right. Just throw people
So it's
off.
completely all artificial flavoring. And in order to do that, that's how you get the colors different. That's just fun.
Creamy crumbs.
Creamy
Creamy crumbs.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Working title.
All right, boys. I want to get this off my chest. I am not a handyman. You guys know that. I pride myself in not being a handyman. My goal in life was to make enough money where I could have people do stuff for me, right? I like to cut the grass, you know what I mean? Like to get the leaf blower and the leaf vacuum, get that stuff out, do the yard work. I enjoy that, right? Because that's kind of like working out. That's fitness, you know what I'm saying? Like I like doing that. Building a bed, say, I don't want to do that. So I hit up TaskRabbit. They come, they do it. They're out of here in less than an hour, baby. You know who would still be looking at the instructions for an hour? Ya boy. Also, AAA, get on the app. Siobhan's car, she woke up, she had a flat tire. Siobhan goes to work at like 5 a.m. So like it's a big thing. It's like, all right, she takes my car, I hit up on the AAA app, don't even gotta call him anymore. I'm just like da my address. Dude comes here, freaking, he's like, oh, I can patch this tire. And I was like, you can do it right here in my driveway? He's like, yup. Done. You know who would still be out there with the jack in the time that he fixed, patched, put the tire back on, all the things? Ya boy. Listen, not everybody's a handyman, okay? Not everybody's meant to build things, to do all those things. If you want to do them, do them. But just letting you know right now, you don't have to be the man's man. You don't have to be the guy's guy. You can just hit somebody up to build and fix and do all the things that you need and just have that happen. And now it's easier than ever with TaskRabbit, with the AAA app, with any other app you use, you can do that. So shouts to the world for coming my way. Because when I was a kid and I'd be doing these things with my dad and my dad would be cursing and all these things, and I'd be like, I'm never doing this when I grow up. And he's like, sure you won't. I'm not, because of technology. So cheers to technology.
Well, two instant things. First of all, I now have to flag this episode for advertisements for sure. You might as well read a promo in there. Congratulations.
Not sponsored. Hashtag
not sponsored somehow. That's what I was going to ask you. Was what the mayor, how the mayor, was when you were growing up. Is the mayor considered himself a handyman? I mean, because he didn't have the technology, the people, the resources that we do today. So were you just a bad student or how did that work?
Listen, to say my dad's not handy is wrong. But,
okay.
We all have strengths, okay?
Fair.
Building stuff, not my dad's strength,
Okay.
Like, not my dad's strength. But we get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had to put something together yesterday, and this is the reason why I brought this up, because I was, like, very angry having to put this thing together. And and I put it together backwards and then somehow put together backwards again. And I was like, I could have had a TaskRabbit here and they would have been done in 20 minutes. Had to get new doorknobs on our front door and TaskRabbit done in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one's fair. Doorknobs suck. Straight up.
Like,
they suck. They're terrible. They should be easier, and they're not. But a bed?
Yeah, they should be. Oh,
a bed.
Oh, yeah. Dude, so fast.
Does this bed have an engine?
Well, no, they're bunk beds. He was done in a second.
Okay.
Literally done in, it was unreal how fast it was. I was like, he's like, excuse me, sir, done. I was like, no, you're not done. I was like,
wow.
Can you imagine that? Like, me and, please. Like, no. He was done in less than an hour putting bunk beds together. So this is crazy. Like,
well, to Dee Dee's point, I just put a bed together like a month ago, and so we got it from IKEA, and
so great, pictures only.
Yeah,
no words on those instructions.
Well, so exactly, so we got it, and it like the holes that were drilled in it weren't the right size for the pieces that they provided to go. So then I went from like thinking I was just gonna like typical IKEA, like put some wood pegs in it and like squeeze it together and it was gonna all be assembled. And then I was like up there with a drill and then I had to like vacuum up sawdust. It was like so annoying, dude. So I mean, I get it. Yeah, there's you go to school, you work hard to earn a good living so that you don't have to do shit you don't want to do. I get it.
Yeah. It's just, you're up there just, because now it's just like, I'm just up there like, you're just in there sweating. You're doing, like, all of a sudden something you thought was easy. You're in there sweating. You're doing all this work. All of a sudden you look at the clock. I started at 3. It's 5. You're like, what the fuck did I just do? Because if there's anything, it's just time. It's just like, it's just time now where it's like, I want my time back. And it's like, there's some things where it's like, okay, I'll put this together. But other things, I look at it and I'm like, what's going to end up being a whole thing? This. What's not going to be a whole thing? Somebody who knows what they're doing. They come in ready to go. I don't even know if they have to look at instructions. They're just like, yeah, we got this. We're done. Like,
yeah.
I
feel that way about painting in particular. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
I've painted 5 rooms in our house now, and if my kids say at some point, I want my room to be this color now, I am not doing it again. Like, not gonna happen. So yeah, man, I'm with you.
Yeah, they will, because one of your kids is gonna be like, I want my walls to be black. And it's like, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it myself. So get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, let's get into brews. Chris, what you sipping on?
Oh, shoot. Wait. Yes. Come back to me. I have good ones.
All right. Okay. Well, people always ask me why I love IPA so much. And I'm always like, because IPAs taste extremely good with wings. It's just the best. It's literally the best thing with hot wings specifically. It just cuts it. It's just great. I love it. But anyways, I had wings last night with the Dopest IPA, and it's literally called the Dopest IPA. And I've had it before. I hadn't had it in a while, and they just changed their label and stuff, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, so shouts to the Dopest IPA. That's what I had last night. So I'm sipping on. Dan, what you got?
Nice. So while we were off last week, spent some time at the lake, and a lot of Iron City, a lot of icy beverages, icy light, lot of icy light Turner's tea, which is a little bit of a polarizing beverage. It's literally icy light and iced tea, and it's friggin' delicious. And I'm proud to say that. Some people, you either love it or you hate it, and your boy loves it. And 'tis the season for icy Turner's tea and the brand spanking new icy light berry. Okay, icy light mango is known around these parts as like one of the goats. It's a summertime bevy of choice for a lot of people. Okay, and they just got into the berry game, and it's beautiful. It's in a beautiful new slim can, and just shout out to Iron City. I'm just looking forward to it. Just getting souped up. Football season right around the corner, and there's going to be plenty of those still go around. So shout out.
I just want Icy Light to just do what they do. Okay.
You don't want them dancing around, getting into new categories. You don't like that,
bro. I was
in the videos.
Stick to the basics.
Just do what you do. Okay, we want an iron. That's all we want.
We want an iron. I
was at the Steeler Packer game last year, and like they ran out, and all they had was Icy Light Mango. I was like, all right, I'll have an Icy Light Mango, and I have never. And it could have been also because the game was going terrible, but I could not have been more turned off from a beer. I was like,
wow.
Nah. I was like, let's just go. Let's just leave.
Wow. Yeah, you don't like the mango.
Not a fan, but I don't.
People love the mango.
We've established, I think, our palates are distinctly different in some ways, Dan.
Yes.
You like sweet.
Over the weekend, we discovered that. Again.
You like sweet drinks.
Why is this beer great? Well,
okay, so I want to emphasize, when I texted you that, I really did not mean like I'm drinking this beer and it's terrible, which is why I was
not
like,
good.
So Dan recommended a brewery in Tennessee, and I got a couple beers, and while I was taking my first sips of it, I was like, can you explain to me why you like this brewery? But I said in my text, I was like, I don't want that to come off the wrong way.
You did.
Because I was like, if I bring beers back for Dan, I want to make sure I get him the ones that he wants, which I did, and I will bring them to the first tailgate, Dan.
Thank you.
So, yeah, but you like sweet drinks, and I'm not as big of a sweet fan. So
fair.
I am. So all right. So at what point in the Steelers Packers game were you drinking I have the box score up right now because I was curious.
It was
journalism.
It was second half.
Okay,
because it went bad.
So the Steelers were up 16-7 at halftime, and then the Packers scored 28 straight points or something like that.
Yeah, we got our dicks kicked in. It was terrible.
While you're sipping on a beer that you don't like.
Yeah, we left early. It was.
That's so sad. That's just so sad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh man,
we're not here to relive bad memories, are we? So let's move on.
Nope. We'll beat him in the preseason. Suck it.
Oh, that's great. Oh.
I have one. So my brother-in-law Dan, who listens to the podcast, Dan number 2, as far as podcast.
He's a good man.
He and I are both into no, you don't go by Dan.
Like,
DD, don't get mad. You get pissed off. If anybody, I've seen people call you Dan and Danny, and you don't like it. So don't try to also take. I really
do hate it.
No,
don't try to also take ownership of the name.
Okay? These are only Dan K's that we're talking about.
That's right.
Also, Dan K. But anyways, go ahead.
He is technically.
Oh, geez, you technically are. Oh, unbelievable.
Also, Dan K.
But also, Didi wouldn't let me find out what his middle name was for about 3 years of our friendship. So again, don't try to take the K either, Didi. Okay, don't try to do it. You can't have it. Anyway, me and my brother-in-law Dan both enjoy the citrusy IPAs. Okay, we're just big fans. And so he brought some Dan. This one is from Distill Brewery.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Destihl. It was their tour bus double dry hopped hazy IPA, Citra and Mosaic hops. Beautiful. It was just a beautiful beverage to take in right at the beginning of the trip. I do have others from the rest of the trip that I'll share along the way. Dan, how do you pronounce that brewery? XUL. Is it Zool?
Zool, yes.
Yeah, we got some from there that are coming here. But
all right.
Yeah, had a nice Chicago based IPA there at the beginning of the trip.
Distill, here's the thing. I've never had one of their IPAs, so that's really interesting because they make some of the most amazing sounding stouts that you could ever imagine. And then you have it and you're like, this is K. This is fine. So that's good to know. Maybe I've just been in the wrong game for them, but good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice. Well, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Well, let's get into the main menu here. All right, let's you know what? Let's start with Nude dining in Florida before we get into some football stuff. Here we go.
And I want to be very specific. I want to be very specific about this topic because Didi, the way you're saying it, I don't know that it's coming off clear enough.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's not Nude dining.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like the Kirk Cousins thing. It's Kirk Cousins.
It is nude dining, naked dining.
There you
Please
go.
proceed. Please continue, Didi.
Okay, I know that
out.
is good. Thank you for calling that out. Thank you for calling that out. I like that. Okay, people are dining naked in Florida. They're getting like
NC-17 dining.
yeah, they are getting butt naked at Class Steakhouse in Florida, in Hollywood, Florida, and the acronym goes is Culinary Luxury and Superb Service. Class. Culinary Luxury and Superb Service. Class. They've been running this naked dining that apparently just got popular somehow. I don't know if they just decided to do a story on it this year, but they've been doing it for 8 years. Okay.
Whoa. Wow.
And like I'm reading this straight from NBC Miami. So like this is not satirical because I had to make sure this wasn't, because I first saw it, I saw it on TMZ. Shouts to Talia, shouts to also my wife. So yeah, and I saw it there and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I like looked this up and I was like, I needed more information. So I was like, this is crazy. But the first Monday of every month at Class Steakhouse, they have a nude dinner where guests can come in. They close the blinds. This is very important. They have all the blinds are completely blacked out. Okay. The whole staff is clothed. So they're not doing any entertainment in there. Right. And so as long as as long as the staff is clothed and they're not like, stripping, doing lap dances, anything like that, and the blinds are closed, all that, you can do nude dining. You can be naked and eat some steak. You can do that the first Monday of every month at Class Steakhouse. The blinds go down and the clothes come off. That is a quote from the owner. How do we rule, ladies and gentlemen? This is a different kind of brunch court. How do we rule?
Yeah.
Naked dining. And I mean, it's restaurant, just naked. Just naked.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, doesn't it make you wonder, like, when's the last time you've done this? just been totally naked eating food. Like,
never.
It might be
like
when I was a baby.
Like 6 months. Yeah.
like I made an omelet in a towel. Like,
yeah. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I was like
classic omelet in a towel situation.
You know what I mean? Like I just had a towel on, but I didn't eat the food naked though. Like I put clothes on.
Yeah, bottoms off dining just seems like a really uncomfortable, weird idea. And listen, I've never been to a nude beach, but I feel like this is going to be kind of the same as what I hear those are like. It's full of like old people and gross people. There's not like people our age. There's not attractive people there stripping and eating steak. I just don't see that happening. The fact that this is happening 12 times a year for 8 years, and there's enough business that they're continuing to do this baffles me.
They're proud. I mean, and this is pride. They are proud of this. So like this is a thing that like they are very, very happy about. Like this is because this was not like a scandalous story. This was not anything like that. This was literally like, this is what we do here. It's like if you like NBC Miami, you find the story and it's like you watch the whole, the news package and just like, all right, like, hey, I mean, I would not do this, but like, hey, man, there are people who do, and they are very happy to be there on September 1st.
There's probably a bunch of regulars, I would think. There can't be that many people that are into this. It's just so... What are you getting as a nude diner? What are you getting out of this? Are you staring at other people? Are you staring at each other?
Be awkward if you saw something you liked.
Right?
You're a dude, anyways.
I mean, you're at a table, so you're kind of mostly, you got the napkin down there.
Got to get up at some point.
I don't know, man. This is beyond strange to me that this is a regular thing and it's working.
I want to know, but at the same time, I don't want to know. Like,
yeah, you do.
What what type of sanitary measures are they taking at this place? Because
what's the chair? What's the chair? What's the material on the chair? Is this a cloth chair? Or not? If this is a leather chair, you better be. Didn't
they have special chairs for this night?
You got
like they bring in.
Oh yeah, like bring in folding chairs.
They bring in. Yeah, they bring in.
That's a good question.
They have like the special leather chairs for
the night. That's a great question.
Because I'm not parking my bare butt where somebody else's was and letting it all hang loose. It's just not happening, buddy. And wow. I'm probably showing up to this with you can show up to like a high school football game with a stadium seat. I'm probably showing up with that thing, putting it down so I can have
cushion.
Some it's less about the cushion and more about the layer between me and whoever sat on this the last time. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, because I guess that's also a thing too. Because like Class Steakhouse, listen, I love a steakhouse. Class Steakhouse might be great, right? But like, are you going there on Tuesday night just for like regular steak? You know what I mean? Just for regular night. Monday night, it was Nude. Yeah. Tuesday night, are you going there? Or are you waiting till the next week? Because you're like, yo, we gotta wait. We gotta wait a week. We gotta make sure these.
Yeah, I'm going the last Friday of every month. As far away from that Monday.
You're going on the last Monday.
The last, last Sunday, right before. Right before they nasty it up again. That's a great point about the chairs. Oof.
I think this is, there's a lot of old people in Florida. I think this has got to be mostly an old people thing where it's like you're at the point in your life where you're looking for a new experience, something different. I can't see. I mean, everybody's different, but I can't see a whole hell of a lot of like 40s, 50s with careers type of people showing up to this thing. Totally. I just can't. I can't.
But it's all blacked out. There's no cameras. Hey, man, listen. But the thing is, if you're younger doing this, then like you're all banging each other. And it's okay. Knock yourselves out. If y'all are all in your own, got your little polyamory shit going on, do your thing. But I'm just saying, older people doing this, they're just like, hey, man, we just letting it hang out. Let's do it. But if you're younger doing this, you guys are all banging. And hey, more power to you.
Like, I don't imagine there's a bunch of young people doing this. I don't.
Unless they're all, dude, unless they're all banging. It's the only way that you have younger people doing this is if they're like all banging. Because like, I'm not going to dinner with my friend's wife if like we're, like, come on, like we're in some kind of situation going on.
Right.
An entanglement, as Will Smith would say.
But but I'm also thinking about like, and this is not relevant here, but it might be. The amount of times I go shopping or I go out to a restaurant and I bump into somebody from high school that I haven't seen in a while. And it's like, these are the thoughts that would go through my mind in choosing on whether I want to go get naked and eat dinner at a steakhouse. Like, who could I run into that I would know, even though there are no photos? Like, I don't know, man. Not for me, but clearly it's for somebody because they've been doing it for almost a decade.
But Chris, see, listen, you're always talking about like your fitness journey and what you looked like at this time in your life and what you look like now. I mean, you could bump into somebody who was an asshole to you in high school and like, they're like, damn, he's looking good these days. It actually might be good for Chris Gates Fitness. Like,
jeez.
They'll be like, wait, they'll be like, honey, like maybe I should like, see what Chris has got going on. Cause I mean, he's looking stacked these days. He's ready to go. It's like, I think I want to look like him. And his wife's like, yeah, I want you to look like him. Let's do it right now. And all of a sudden, boom. And your story is, I met John at Nude at Class Steakhouse.
There it is.
When John came to me looking for a solution, I was butt naked eating steak.
Yeah.
And so was he.
And he just was like, I could just lose a couple extra pounds, That
was it. A couple lean proteins later.
I always appreciate the innovative ideas you have, Didi.
Yeah.
Listen, I always say to people, like, I'm always like, I support everything Chris does because if Chris's thing blows up, we just go on better vacations. Like, I'm here for everybody's businesses because if they blow up, we go on better vacations.
Fair.
True.
Like, that's all it's about. It's very selfish, but that's just what it is. I'm like, cool. What are you selling? Love it.
He's just trying to move forward at Stadium Swim. Like each time we show up, just a little bit further towards the front.
So use code class at chriscasefitness.com. I want to get, if anybody knows anybody that has ever worked here, I want them on this podcast. That's who I feel bad for.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're sending this out.
Because because you have to know that when you go to work there. You're like, listen, Monday nights, first of the month.
Do you get paid extra?
I feel like you have to. Or it's like, listen, these people tip very well. Maybe they tip very well. I don't know. That's what I want to know. That's really what I want to know. You got to be careful when you're there too. I feel like generally the temperature has to be a little bit warmer when they're in there. You don't want to be going into a restaurant nude when it's cold. So it's just like these little things. Temperature is warmer. That means there's condensation on the glass. You ever pick up a glass that has condensation on it?
Ooh.
And come up to your mouth to take and whoop, little drip down. Whoa, that'll wake you up. A little condensation will wake you up on the bare leg there. Little bare naked ladies. Maybe they just play bare naked ladies. I don't know, man. This is weird.
Yeah, and that's South Florida too. So like it's hot.
Yeah. They're gonna be pumping they gotta punch the AC. It's
they're gonna be pumping the AC.
Just careful.
So maybe this is a part of life that we just don't understand because we've all heard how GD hot it gets down there in Florida, especially in the summer months. Like maybe people down there are just like, I want dinner and I want no clothes. This is what I need because of where I live. Maybe it's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All
right. Well, boys, it's a great transition. Let's get into football. We got two great football topics rocking. You guys decide what we do next. Let's do it. Two football topics. Akron, we got most miserable fan bases. Let's get them.
Chris, give it a go. What do you think? You're the football guy.
Akron's been in the news, so let's do Akron.
All right, let's do it.
And I think, Dan, you have the details on that one.
I have the details on this. I'm so glad that this is coming from Akron, honestly, because they're on the short list of schools I hate the most. And Akron, known as one of the worst football programs in all of college football, has a new contest this year where one lucky fan will be able to script the opening drive for their home opener against the one and only Bobby Moe, Robert Morris. You get to, for your chance to enter, every new season ticket holder or new season ticket holder you refer will be entered into a contest of a random drawing. And the drawing will be held actually this week, boys. It'll be held this week. And so you'll work directly with head football coach Joe Moorhead to script. And that's, for non-football fans, scripting the opening offensive drive of a football game is typical. That's kind of a normal operation, is you don't just go out there and try to figure shit out on your first drive. You at least try to script it. Here's what we want to do on first down. Second down, are we long, are we short? We want to kind of go from there. So scripting the drive is kind of a typical thing when you open up a football game, but one lucky fan will somehow get a say in scripting that opening drive for the Akron Zips and their home opener against Robert Morris. Have you ever heard of anything like this? And could it be anybody but Akron?
Listen, you guys have the relationship with Akron. I have nothing with Akron other than going to Kent State to party and then learning Akron chicks are fat. That's all I got. That's what I remember. Was like, man, like it's funny when you go to different colleges and you're just like all of a sudden saying stuff that you're like, wait, Akron chicks are fat? Are they fat? I don't know, but you know, that's just what you do.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
Listen, I love this, and I don't know why more schools aren't doing this. I think this is great. I love every second of this. Shouts to Akron for being the pioneer, the Christopher Columbus, if you will, of this, for doing it, because this is not going to be the first one, and it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger, and coaches are going to have to deal with it.
Well, from a marketing perspective, and Dan, I mean, working in marketing. I'm also interested in your unbiased opinion because the results of this for Akron have been tremendous. They sold out of like all of their suites. They sold tons of additional season tickets. It got on major media outlets, got tons of promotion. Like whoever came up with the idea deserves a massive raise. Um, I will just say this is very minor league baseball Savannah Bananas to me.
Yes.
And if it finds its way into major college football, I'm going to get super annoyed by it. But the fact that it's Akron is okay to me because that's basically like the way the sport has gone, it's basically the minor leagues of power conference football. So like I'm okay with it as long as it doesn't start trickling its way into like teams who are also trying to make the college football playoff. Because then I'm gonna get a little bit peeved. But hell of a marketing tactic.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm a little blown away that it's worked as well as it has, because when you're in the position of a lower tiered football program and you need to sell season tickets, you can only get so creative. And to get the buy-in from the football program and the head coach to allow something like this kind of blows my mind, because it is very minor league baseball. You took the words out of my mouth, Chris. It's very minor league baseball. And I could see something like this happening in a couple of years once the Power Four has broken off and they're their own football league, right? And the NCAA is worthless like it is right now. Like I could see them being like, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's do something like this. We need to sell some season tickets. But we're not there yet, and you're already one of the jokes of all of college football. You're always near the bottom. And listen, Chris and I, our alma mater sits down there too. Listen, so but if this was Kent State, I'd be kind of peeved. I'd also be buying some season tickets, but I'd be kind of peeved.
See?
So I guess that's why it's working. I guess that's why it's working, because it is never really been done before. And listen, even though it is Akron, they're playing a non-Division I team and their home opener, Robert Morris. So like that's the only other situation where you're allowed to where you can do something like this. It's not like Akron's opening on the road at Ohio State. That it would never happen for, right? But a game you're supposed to win, you can be a little bit like, okay, this is in. Listen, you're assisting and scripting the opening drive. You're not calling the plays either. It's not like you're down there with the headset calling the plays. You're like, hey, let's have a fun lunch meeting. And what do you want to see on the opening drive? And at the end of the day, they don't have to freaking really listen to you. What do they? They don't have nobody to answer. There's nobody in the rules that says they must follow the script. So I think it is. It's a very unique, cool behind the scenes opportunity for a fan. But yeah, kind of blown away how it's worked. And I'll be interested to see how this does trickle down, because to your point, Chris, I don't think we're going to get to major college football level. It better not. But small conferences, small teams, minor leagues, sure. Why not? Sell some tickets.
Guys, there are only so many schools that can say that they won't do this. That's all I'm saying. Like, because you mentioned like coaches buy-in, right? Like, I'm sure the coach of Akron doesn't make that much money, but the rest of these stupid coaches like make like $3, $4, $5 and up $1 million a year.
Yeah,
motherfucker, you better be quiet and let these dudes pick these plays. Because if you have to pay the players now, right? So you got all this NIL money and everyone's like, oh man, NIL funds, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to pay the players, blah, blah, blah. We want to keep them broke, all this stuff. It's like, well, you want to pay players? Then you're going to let people script these plays. Because that's just how it's going to be now. Like, they got to make money. Like everyone thinks Congress is going to save you. No, it's not. Nothing's going to happen, guys. Nothing's going to pass. But you know what will? This is going to pass up college football, because Akron's at the bottom. It's going up, guys. Like, I'm sorry, West Virginia's not above this, guys. Like, Pitt's not above this. Virginia Tech's not above this. You know who is above this? Ohio State, Alabama. There's like maybe 10 schools that are above this and can say they are above this. But the rest, no. The rest of y'all ain't above. Dude, Texas A&M ain't above this. Like, I'm just thinking about all these schools. Like, the Big 12 Conference is now called the Monster Energy Big 12 Conference. So when you watch a Big 12 game, they're going to say, welcome to Monster Energy Big 12 football. Like, you think they're above? You think who's in the Big 12 now? You think Colorado's against
Utah, baby? My Utes.
Like, sorry,
my Utes.
it's like sorry, Dion. You want to get paid however much money you're getting paid at Colorado, which is way more money than you should be getting paid at Colorado. Like, you're gonna have to have some people script some plays. Like, this is I love this. I think it's awesome, and I think it's only going to. It's gonna keep going. It's going to keep going. And it's very minor league baseball, but hey, minor league baseball promotion's great. I went to a Washington Wild Things game one time and they gave us loaves of bread. It was awesome. I buy Sara Lee bread now. I've been buying it for like 15 years because of that promotion.
I'm trying to look up like exactly how much additional money Akron made from this, and you can't really find it out. But it says they sold, what was it? 40% of the entire season ticket inventory after this promotion went live. Okay. General admission tickets are $75 per package, but it says their luxury boxes, they sold twice as many, which are $2,500 for a 4-seat box. They twice as many as last year. So like, you know, and it also, saw
maybe the Brunch Breakdown should buy a suite at Akron football. That's pretty cheap.
I know, right? That for 4 seats for a luxury box. If Kent State even had luxury boxes, maybe we could buy one, but I don't think they do. But it says that Akron's athletic department annually reports losses of around $32 million. So like they're not going to erase all that, but they put a nice little dent into it, which is, good for that. They're still going to suck.
Yeah.
So like,
that's not going to change.
Kind of the fun of it.
Yeah. Well, it's fun for me, but Kent State is also bad.
But Kent State, get on it. All these other schools, Marshall, get on it. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? Let's go. Everybody should be doing this. Here for it. All here for it. Make some money.
I just feel like this jumped so far. Like, you could offer so many other things less than this.
No.
You could be on the sideline. You could do lifetime sideline passes.
That
would sell a lot of season tickets.
Well,
you need to get rich people excited. And you need to get rich people excited. And there's a lot of people with money, and rich people want power, and they can't do it the way they used to. So, like, think about it. The Lakers just sold for $12.5 billion, right? So, like, only so many people can buy professional sports teams anymore. It used to be this big pool of people who were, like, close to billionaires. They had hundreds of millions of dollars who could do it. Now you have to be a multi-billionaire to buy a team. So, like, all these other people who just have lots of money, they're going to be like trying to figure out ways to just like have power in sports. And this is one of those ways. So it's coming, guys. Because like once somebody's like some random rich person like Drake on a Saturday afternoon might just be like, I want to script the plays for blank. Here's $3 million. Yeah. They're going to be like, are we turning that down?
It is surprising that this wasn't tied to their NIL fund. Because that would make more sense. It's directly tied to season tickets, which cannot go into their NIL fund.
Well,
that's where it's going. That's where I think this needs to go.
Well, I mean, come on.
Like
it's college. Like, are we really going to believe where the money's going?
Good. Investigate. Get them in trouble.
Now we're going to believe where the money's going in college football.
Investigate Akron football when all of a sudden they have a $500,000 quarterback next year. Well, where's that money from?
Isn't it wild? Joe Moorhead was like, he was the head coach at Oregon, wasn't he?
He was a top. I mean, he was always his name was always near the top of a lot of lists.
He was head coach of Mississippi State. Like
now, look at his bum ass.
Penn State's offense with Trace McSorley and Saquon Barkley, and now he's not allowed to call plays. For
Hey man,
we're going to let you call plays, but not against Robert Morris.
You want to continue to make You want to continue to make $620,000 a year, sir? Let's get these season tickets sold, my guy.
That's tough.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Let's do this real quick. Most memorable college football fan bases. Let's go.
Most miserable.
Let's do it.
Miserable.
Yeah, most miserable.
Miserable.
Most miserable. Christopher, where'd you find this?
Lay miserable.
I found it on the internet. You know.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, what's that?
A list of all 138 because boys, there's 138 Division I football teams this season. From
About
most miserable to least miserable, number one, which I suppose would be the most miserable, is Nebraska. And let's go through all of them in order. No, I'm just kidding. And the least miserable, according to this graphic, is Georgia. Okay. Everybody else is in between. The reason I proposed it as a topic is because in the top 20 of most miserable fan bases sits West Virginia at number 9 and Pitt at number 16. So I thought, well, we could at least comment on, like, are you really that miserable or are you not? And then I think, we can quantify misery in a number of different ways. And I think that's a pretty subjective term. There's some things in here that I don't quite agree with, but boys, what stands out to you when you look at this this breakdown?
This is very like up to date because like Indiana is at 132. So this isn't like right. This is like right in the moment here now. Indiana would probably be a top 3 in any other list prior to last year. So like I can appreciate that this is a seemingly accurate and up to date list. Boy, to be in the company of the top 16, it just really puts things into perspective as a Pitt fan. Chris, I think you and I understand the misery and try to explain that to people that aren't Pitt fans, but then just to see it in a list like this, which takes into account every college football fan base, I don't know. It just gives me a little sense of like, yeah, you're justified. You're justified to feel that the way that you are. And misery loves company, Didi. So we're happy to be. It's too bad that Pitt's not 13 because 13-9 would just be chef's kiss on this list. But 16-9, we'll take it.
That's the most miserable thing. Where's USC?
13. Speaking of 13, they're at 13.
Okay, so we have all of our every proximity schools, favorite schools. They're all in there in the top 17. UCLA 17, Pitt 16, USC's 13. I have thoughts about all these. UCLA should be higher. And
how do you mean?
Really?
More or less miserable?
More miserable.
Got it.
More miserable. Like they should be closer. They should honestly be closer to Nebraska. I understand why Nebraska's 1. Because dude, it's so wild. Like, because honestly, for Nebraska being 1, whoever made this list is obviously probably in their 40s, right? Because when my first college football memories, it's all Nebraska. Nebraska was everything. When I was because I'm what you remember shit 10 years old, Nebraska was everything. And they were everything probably until the end of the 90s. And then they have been they've been nothing since. It was like the cup of coffee with Ndamukong Suh. Other than that, Nebraska's been nothing, right? So, but UCLA, they've got a whole thing where they don't know where they're going to be playing football in the next couple years. If they're going to be playing at SoFi Stadium, if they're playing at the Rose Bowl, they're putting all this money into the Rose Bowl that they don't even know if it's going to make any sense. No one goes to UCLA games because it's just for what? Because either way, regardless where they put their games, no one's still going to go to them regardless. They just bleed money at UCLA. And and it's all miserable. And then USC, they just, thought they were going to be good. And then they just weren't. Caleb, they thought Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams thought was going to do something. And it really, got a Heisman, got some fun highlights. But then they really haven't done anything. And there's no energy coming out of there. And that's another place with a big stadium that will just be empty. And also nobody likes the fact that they play all these Big Ten schools either. That's another thing. The Big Ten is not working out over here. People are not happy about it. So they should be higher. I'm telling you, the college football, the state of college football in Southern California, is miserable, very miserable. People are not just nothing. You do not feel anything. People are angry about everything here. The Big Ten thing. The Big Ten thing honestly worked as good as anybody thinks it should have worked. It's terrible. It's stupid.
Yeah. Always was a bad idea to begin with. Yeah. Chris, I know you'll also have to comment on Wisconsin at 12. So right in between.
We're all in there?
We're all in there. Yeah. I don't know if you didn't catch that. Yeah. That was the third thing that I noticed right away. I was like, all right. All right. There we go.
We are experts in miserable football. Shout to us.
Yes. To put in perspective, Akron at 23. Who we just spoke about. But I could basically agree with almost this entire list. The Kent State Golden Flashes at 87 is an absolute joke. That fan base is so effing miserable. It's way too high. It is way too high on this list to be 87. That I don't understand at all. Also, I'd love to talk to a Texas fan. 119. I think that fan base is pretty effing miserable right now and has been because they haven't done anything. And yes, we got the next great Manning. What happened last year? Okay, well he's coming back. Yeah, we'll see. I think Texas football has been they've been in a pretty pissed off mood for a long time. I think they would argue at 119, but the rest of this list, I'm like, it kind of tracks. Everything kind of tracks here.
Yeah, Wisconsin makes sense because they've been bad and they're close to potentially firing their coach. It's like a big year. I feel like if you're going into a year where your coach is clearly on the hottest of seats, you're probably pretty miserable. I don't think being a Pitt fan's that bad.
16's high.
I don't feel I don't feel like it's that. Like, we won 8 games last year. We have a young quarterback who's really good. Like, I don't think it's that bad. Are we?
No.
Are we Georgia? No. Are we Indiana? No. But
like Kent and Pitt should be flipped.
Okay, and so that's what I want to go to next. Oregon State is 40. Oregon State just hired a new coach because the program was so bad under the previous coach. And let's not forget, 2 years before that, just out of circumstances that they could do nothing about, got left out of, they were one of 2 programs that got kicked out of the Power Conference football. You're saying that they're not more miserable than Pitt fans? Like,
yeah.
Oregon State and Washington State should be right behind Nebraska and Florida State, in my opinion, because they didn't do anything wrong, and now they're left out. Like, that sucks.
So I look at this list and I'm like, West Virginia being 9 makes sense and honestly could be higher because that's all they got. And that's all they got. So like, and also the Steelers haven't been great. So like, so that's all they got. West Virginia it's miserable, right? You got Rich Rod there. We'll see what happens, but it is kind of, I understand the miserable part of it all, but also, but because it's all they got, are the vibes really that low? I don't know. Like, because are the expectations that high? And I feel like the same thing you were talking about being a Pitt fan. It's like, are your expectations that high? Or are you just there at 16 because, like, you know, you guys are kind of lame ducking it with the coach situation? Because it's
we lose games we're not supposed to lose.
Well, it's like you guys had the same coach for a very long time now. And it's like, all right, is it just time to cut bait? Are we going to do this forever? Are we going to win 10 games next year? Or are we going to get rid of our coach? Are we going to keep our coach, whether we do? I think that might be it.
I've got a comp for you on that, Didi. Where is NC State on this graphic? If one of you guys can find NC State, I'm looking for it right now. Oh, they're at 52. Pitt's coach and NC State's coach have been at the programs for the exact same amount of time. Pitt's coach has at least won a conference championship, whereas NC State has just won 7 or 8 games a year every year for like 14 years. Like, they are considerably more miserable than a Pitt. Like, at least we've won something in the last 5 years, you know? Like, I just don't think it's that bad. Now, I am kind of an eternal optimist because who else would have season tickets to Pitt football for 27 straight years? But I think it's like, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. When your floor is like 8-4, it's not that bad.
And like Syracuse right above Pitt also kind of surprises me at 15. Like, are their expectations really that high? Syracuse for Syracuse football? Like, you have Syracuse basketball, people. What are you so miserable about? You waiting for Greg Paulus to come back and play a 6th year of college football quarterback? Like, that's not happening. Like, what's going on in Syracuse that they're so miserable? Like, it's just Syracuse
Jerry
football.
McNamara is the basketball coach. And Carmelo Anthony's son is playing there. Like,
you guys don't know nothing to play about
football.
Yeah, relax.
What do you care about football for?
Relax.
Yeah.
This is a fun list. I love this list. Yeah.
Shout out to Louisville for being smack dab in the middle. You are not miserable. You're not happy. You're nothing.
Vibes. That's another thing with this too, is like you got to think like if you've been to some of these other schools, it's like Louisville being where they are. Are we 69? Is that where they're at?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Louisville being right there, that makes sense. Because I don't know if you guys have been to a Louisville football game, but let me tell you, vibes. Vibes, dude. Louisville, great place to watch a college football game, and I don't think they care. I think they are like, if we're good, but we're gonna be here, baby. We're gonna be here. We're gonna have fun. We're not gonna be complaining. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. West Virginia fans complain a lot.
Sure.
And it's because they think like they should be something when it's like, nah, like we're where we're at. Like every 4 years, just give me a shot. Other than that, get rid of the coach. Every 4 years, give me a shot. And I get it, but they have expectations. Yeah, but then there's a lot of schools in here that I'm like, you guys just needed to put people places. Like, I don't know what the vibes are at Jackson State. Like, I don't know what's going on in the Middle Tennessee and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's
They
going
just threw
on there.
things against the wall. How about Rutgers? Rutgers at 60. It feels like that's a miserable fan base, but they like expect to be there, so they're like, that's fine.
but are they miserable? Because some of these are do they care?
Right, exactly.
It's like,
and that could be why Kent State is at 87, because like if you don't have a fan base, how can that be
also
miserable?
fair? Yeah, also fair. They're like, we're a basketball school, we don't care.
Yeah. The Texas thing is funny, Dan. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
The Texas thing is funny just because they are the school that could make the biggest rise, biggest climb in this ranking.
Sure, they could
come next year, because if the Arch thing don't work out this year, which honestly they all told us last year before the season started that Arch was not going to be the guy. Like his family were all saying it. Everybody was saying it. They were all like, guys, let me tell you, he will be here next year. Everything's going to be fine. Chill out. But if it doesn't work out this year, like
if it doesn't work out, Texas in the top 20.
Top 10.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though Ohio State says 137, I don't know, man. They seem mad miserable. Like they won a national championship, but they lost to Michigan that same year, and everyone was like, fire the coach.
Yeah, they're miserable.
I don't know if 137 is right for Ohio State. I feel like they should be at like 70 or something like that. They should be in the middle of this list because like it's like point. They don't know if they want to be happy or miserable, whether how good they are or not. Like they don't care. They're like, best recruiting class, but we hate this. Like, so
it's a great point.
Shout out to all the logos in college football, man. If you can,
dude,
I know I could just stare at that list for hours.
Good ones.
Oh boys, well, let's get into music. What we got, Dan? What are you listening to, man?
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Naturally,
Carly freaking Rae Jepsen. Her new jam, "Don't Leave Me on the Dance Floor," will not. It might keep you on the dance floor. If anything, it'll get you dancing. I'm getting like ABBA vibes with it. Very disco, very, very fun, very fun. This is what I needed from Carly Rae Jepsen from CRJ. And thank you for this track. It's fantastic.
Nice. Carol G, a humongous Latin pop star. She's put out her album, which I think is amazing. I gotta tell you, dude, when music it doesn't matter what language it's in. If it's the music you like, it don't matter what anybody's saying. Like the shit is just fire. And she's got a song with Drake called Ahi. And if they were sitting on this shit all summer long, I'm just angry. Because I needed this in May. But like I'm happy because I live in Southern California, so it's not gonna be cold anytime soon. And this song is awesome. Ahi is just great. What does Ahi mean? I don't fucking know. All I know is it's awesome. It's just great. So shouts to Carol G. Shouts to Drake. Ahi's a jam.
I just love some ahi tuna. That's it, baby.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say about that. So let me go, Chris. Where you go?
Rufio finally released their, I guess, re-debut EP. It's called From the Outside, and I'm going to put a song called The Worst. And it's not the worst. It's the best song on the EP, but it's called The Worst. I'm going to put that on the playlist this week. Energetic, fast-paced, pop-punk, everything you want.
Love that. Love it. Ash. Remember Ash? She put out some music a couple years ago. She had her and Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother, teamed up. I forget what they gave themselves their name. There was a band. They created a band with just the two of them. They put out a really, really strong album. But she's back to making solo work, and her new song is "Don't Stop the Wedding." No, not "Don't Stop." Actually, "Stop the Wedding." My gut tells me "Don't Stop the Wedding," but "Stop the Wedding." New track from Ash, really good. Check it out.
Nice. Dude, this song is old, but like I love this song, and I realize there's a lyric in the song. It's Zara Larsson, Midnight Sun. There's a lyric in the song that I didn't realize was there until I was like in the car listening to the radio, and the lyric is "skinny dipping with your heart out," and I was like, that is such a dope line. And it gets lost in the crazy chorus of Midnight Sun, and it's like, and it's a whole thing. But like, you're like, wow, that's just a really cool line. Like, and shouts to Zara Larsson for just continuing to get going, because she's been around for like 10 years and she's having this huge rise. So, but yeah, Midnight Sun, skinny dipping with your heart out. It's fucking jam.
Is
we
it
got
me?
another song?
It's you.
It's you.
Oh, it's me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I knew that.
Just making sure you guys are listening.
Well, you said skinny dipping with your heart out, and I was thinking about skinny dipping and naked and then eating steak. And then I was like, eating steak with your heart out. But none of those are related. Anyway,
yeah, they are.
Super Sometimes did an Audio Tree live. They're my favorite new pop punk band. And so I'm going to put their version of Spork, which is their most popular song, on our playlist this week. But the live version, which was quite good. You never know what you're going to get from these young pop punk bands in terms of actual quality musicianship, but they did pretty good.
Very nice. Yeah, they're fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. Last one from me is from the West Coast feed, and this band had not put out music since 2020, and they have two songs from back in the day. They don't really have that much music, but they're just absolute joms. They're joms. And I thought they were done and dead and gone. But they are back with a new song called Up and Dancing. And it's just a feel good, sound good track. They have this it's a mix of genres of like folk and pop and kind of, it's not country. It's more like Americana style. And they're just a really great band. I'm so glad. I think that they're back, and it'll get you up and dancing. Indeed.
Benny Blanco, luckiest man in the world. He put out an EP, and it's because of course he's a producer, he's not a singer, so it's got a bunch of different Latin artists on it. But there is a song called Te Olvido with Becky G and Selena Gomez, and the song is great. But boys, the video. If you just want to see two extremely attractive women just walking through downtown Los Angeles, singing a song that just feels good, you should check it out. It's great. So
okay.
Shouts to Becky G and Selena Gomez for yep. Te Olvido. Song's good too, but video. Yep.
All right.
That's it.
What a tease.
There you go.
All right, my last one. I got to get some ska on the playlist. So Keep Flying put out a new song called Perceived. Toss that on there. And this is like the fourth or fifth in a row where I've had a ska band. So continuing the, I don't know if you've heard, but it's not dead. So I'm continuing that.
Yes. Even Korean ska bands you've been putting on the list too.
Yes.
Dude, we're living in the wrong place if you're into ska.
Listen, that's how I felt about R&B music about 8 years ago. I was like, wait, why is the best R&B music coming from Korea? What are we doing? Like, why is Usher doing collabs with Korean bands? Like, what's happening right now? Because that's where they're doing it. Yeah. But now they've infiltrated ska. So there we go. They're just going. K-ska. All right.
K-ska.
All right. Well, that's the Sounds of Brunch. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the Sounds of Brunch, updated every week with new songs. And we keep a couple of weeks of songs on there. And and it'll be right there for you exclusively on Spotify. Spotify. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the Sounds of Brunch. All right. Any final thoughts today on a loaded brunch breakdown?
Well, it did occur to me, guys, that like maybe the next great promotion in college football could be, your own naked luxury box where you can eat steak and call the plays.
And full of mini melts. Just careful. Don't drop a mini melt on or else you're gonna have a mini melt yourself.
Don't forget, blinds have to be down.
Mm.
TV's on, blinds down. And that's the brunch breakdown. We're out.